YouTube, School of Light. This is chapter 18 in Numbers. Let's hop right to it. Oh, before I do, School of Light is a correspondence through the mail Bible study system. It's doctrinally sound. It's developed for ages 4 through adults, and we have it in multiple languages, mainly serving the United States right now. The way it works is you ask us for the Bible studies, we get your mailing address, we mail it to you. Once you complete it and you send the answers back to us, we record it and we send you back the next part of the series. When you complete a series, you get a certificate of completion. And the main thing is you can also get college credit or earn college credit, but the main thing is that you get God's word and his truths and just the phenomenal education of the Bible. So let's hop right to it. Chapter 18. The Lord said to Aaron, your sons, your sons, there we go, and your father's family are to bear the responsibility for the offenses against the sanctuary. And you and your sons alone are to bear the responsibility for offenses against the priesthood. Bring your fellow Levites from your ancestral tribe to join you and assist you when you and your sons minister before the tent of the testimony. They are to be responsible to you and are to perform all the duties of the tent, but they must not go near the furnishings of the sanctuary or the altar, or both they and you will die. They are to join you and be responsible for the care of the tent of meeting, all the work at the tent, and no one else may come near where you are. You are to be responsible for the care of the sanctuary and the altars, so that the wrath will not fall on the Israelites again. I myself have selected your fellow Levites from among the Israelites as a gift to you, dedicated to the Lord to do the work at the tent of meeting, but only you and your sons may serve as priests in connection with everything at the altar and inside the curtain. I am giving you the service of the priesthood as a gift. Anyone else who comes near the sanctuary must be put to death. Then the Lord said to Aaron, I myself have put you in charge of the offerings presented to me. All the holy offerings the Israelites give me, I give to you and your sons in your portion and regular share. You are to have the part of the most holy offering that is kept from the fire. From all the gifts they bring me as most holy offerings, whether grain or sin offerings or guilt offerings, that part belongs to you and your sons. Eat it as something most holy. Every male shall eat it. You must regard it as holy. This is also yours, whatever is set aside from the gifts of all the wave offerings of the Israelites. I give this to you and your sons and your daughters as your regular share. Everyone in your household who is ceremonially clean may eat it. I give you all the finest olive oil and all the finest new wine and new grain they give the Lord as the first fruits of their harvest. All the land's first fruits that they bring to the Lord will be yours. Everyone in your household who is ceremonially clean may eat of it. Everyone in Israel that is devoted to the Lord is yours. The first offspring of every womb, both man and animal, that is offered to the Lord is yours. But you must redeem every firstborn son and every firstborn male of unclean animals when they are a month old. You must redeem them at the redemption price at 5 shekels of silver according to the sanctuary shekel, which weighs 20 gerahs. But you must not redeem the firstborn of an ox, a sheep, or a goat. They are holy. Sprinkle their blood on the altar and burn their fat as an offering made to the Lord by fire, an aroma pleasing to the Lord. Their meat is to be yours, just as the breast of the wave offering and the right thigh are yours. Whatever is set aside from the holy offering the Israelites present to the Lord, I give to you and your sons and daughters as your regular share. It is an everlasting covenant of salt before the Lord for both you and your offspring. The Lord said to Aaron, you will have no inheritance in the land, nor will you have any share among them. I am your share and your inheritance among the Israelites. I give to the Levites all the tithes in the Israel as their inheritance, in return for the work they do while serving me at the tent of meeting. From now on, the Israelites must not go near the tent of meeting, or they will bear the consequences of their sin and will die. It is the Levites who are to do the work at the tent of meeting and bear the responsibility for offenses against it. This is a lasting ordinance for the generations to come. They will receive no inheritance among the Israelites. Instead, I give to the Levites as their inheritance the tithes that the Israelites present as an offering to the Lord. That is why I have said concerning them, they will have no inheritance among the Israelites. The Lord said to Moses, speak to the Levites and say to them, when you receive from the Israelites the tithe I give you as in your inheritance, you must present a tenth of that tithe as the Lord's offering. A tenth of that tithe. Your offering will be reckoned to you as grain from the threshing floor or juice from the winepress. In this way, you will also present an offering to the Lord from all the tithes you receive from the Israelites. From these tithes, you must give the Lord portion to Aaron the priest. You must present it as the Lord's portion, the best and holiest part of everything given to you. Say to the Levites, when you present the best part, it will be reckoned to you as the product of the threshing floor or winepress. You and your households may eat the rest of it anywhere, for it is your wages for the work at the tent of meeting. By presenting the best part of it, you will not be guilty in this matter. Then you will not defile the holy offering of the Israelites, and you will not die. So there's like a tithe of a tithe. It's, I guess, the priest of the family who has this tithe. He has like an obligation to give a tithe of the tithe that they receive. You know, this was, I was thinking about the sums. 600,000 men besides women and children. A tithe, and these are the I think fighting age men or men over a certain age. The tithe, 10% of 600,000 people's efforts or energies. 10% of that energy, 10% of the priest. They had to get a lot of silver, a lot of gold, a lot of food, and all this. And I understand it was their wages for being servants in the tent of meeting, but God, well then that's a lot of cheese, a lot of change, a lot of silver, a lot of gold, whatever you want to call it. But even those guys had to give up a tithe, and they give it to Aaron. I understand he's like the head priest or whatever, kind of represents Christ, or does represent Christ, I imagine. So he even gives a tithe. So the holy people, the priests, I guess nowadays your pastors, leaders, church leaders, who do they give a tithe to? Well, it looks like they should give a tithe to somebody, to some kind of ministry and or people or the poor or something, because really that's who the priests are serving, is God as like an intermediary, whatever they call it, however you pronounce that, between God and man. So this is right at 8.5 minutes. The next part is the water of cleansing. This is then chapter 20, water from the rock. That's a fantastic. The death of Aaron, the bronze snake in the desert. Gosh, there's just so much, guys. I wish we could go through this so fast and download it in our brains. Balaam's first oracle, I think it's with Balaam's donkey. Remember that? There's just so much in here, guys, and I guess we're breaking it down little by little, numbers or chapter by chapter. So in this one, if I had to summarize it, it would be that the priest, God chose them, and then the gift, he says, this is a gift I have given you, to be chosen to serve God. And then he just provides for all of their wages. I mean, they're living more so probably because considering the volume of tithes and offerings and sacrifices, and bring this silver and bring, actually I don't think silver and gold was much of a offering as much as it was the livestock. But still, the lands, they would have a tenth of the land, a tenth of the first produce of the firstborn. they had so much, um, I would call it a rich economy, a generous ecosystem where there was plenty enough for these priests to have enough food every day, to have a place to stay. It was it, it was a what's the word? Whenever you have privilege, it's a great privilege, and I don't know if we take if we have enough gratitude for things like that. Maybe I don't sometimes. So that is chapter 18. The next one will be 19, the water cleansing. And again, if you have a desire to learn the Bible through a solid, doctrinally sound system that comes through the mail at your own pace, you finish it, you send it back, we send you another one. And once you finish your series, we send you a certificate of completion for finishing it. Enough of those, and you can get a pretty good record understanding of the basics in the Bible, and then there's some higher, tougher, more of the adult type of education classes or series, and those too. You know, we have huge resources, multiple languages. The big vision for School of Light would be to, on top or in addition to the mailbox correspondence system, to have an online university. And you could log in, username, password. As soon as you answer it, it grades it right there, just like you would with the University of Phoenix Online, or the many thousands of schools that are out there online. And the reason that is a big goal is, one, you can access the studies through your phone or home. Two, we already have it in multiple languages, so we could put the website to go into the multiple languages as well. Three, its speed is interactive. If the Bible study system now, if you complete something, you put it in the mail, about 11 o'clock, the mailman's going to get it. And then it's going to go to probably Nashville or Memphis. And then from there, it's going to go to Clarksville, where our offices are. And that would probably, today is Tuesday, that would probably be by Thursday or Friday we would get it. And then we would send you the new series probably on Monday, where with the online university platform, it's instantaneous. You finish it today by 11, or right now, you don't have to wait till the mail to pick it up at 11. You hit submit, it grades it for you, and if you want to take the next series, or then study the next booklet in that series, boom. You just click on it. You could, in that amount of time, you could have knocked out 10 studies in the time that it takes to get back mail and stuff like that. So that's another reason. And the last reason would be we would be able to bust the borders of the United States. And what I mean by that is that we would have no border. Right now we have to. Our correspondence system only works really within the United States. Maybe we could send stuff to Mexico and Canada and in different countries, but the postage and the handling and the time, stuff like that, is not feasible for us at this moment. However, with the internet, you could be somebody in Mexico, click on the Spanish tab, and everything's in Spanish. You could be somebody in Jordan. You could be somebody in Iraq, somebody in Syria. You could be somebody in Czechoslovakia, because we have language in the Czech language. We have Romanian. You could be Romanian. You could be, I think we have like 56 languages. So that's the big goal, is one day I would love to wake up, get on my computer, see that we had some students sign up from the Middle East, somewhere in the Middle East, like Northern Africa or Southwest Asia, um, somewhere in the Middle East, and having people learning and coming to know God. Oh my gosh, it's just such a beautiful project. I pray that it comes to fruition. And if there's anybody listening who is experienced in establishing online university types and sees the vision, sees the importance of it, and would love to participate and help, man, you're welcome. Please come on, let's do this. All right, guys. Well, that's it. 15, almost 16 minutes, and I'm gonna call it a morning. We have some church here in a little while. No big deal. Probably go read chapter 19, make another video, and post that. God bless.